Hi everyone, welcome back to Talk Primary Math Concept with Teacher Ben. So today the video will be on P6 Maha Bodhi 2022 SA1 Paper 1 question 28. So since this is a Paper 1 question, so we will not be allowed to use calculator. Okay, so let's look at the question. So first let's interpret the question. So the figure below shows a cuboid. Now the area of two rectangular faces. So we have a 48 cm square that's mentioned here. Then we have another 18 cm square that's mentioned at the other side here. Okay. Now they also mentioned that the height is twice its breadth, and we have to find the volume of the cuboid. So just by interpreting the question, we do know that this has to be under the concept called volume. Okay, so let's look at some of the important key information. Now we have a 48 cm square rectangular face here. So the length will be this. This part is the length. So we have the breadth and the height. Okay. Now they did mention that the breadth, the height will be twice of its breadth. So which means that from here to here, it should give me 2 units. Then the breadth will give me 1 unit. Okay, now we have one information that actually require the calculation of breadth and height. That will give me 18 cm square. So what we can do is look at 18 cm square. So we look at the factors of 18. So the factors of 18 will be 1 times 18, 2 times 9, so that's 3 times 6. So once the number are getting closer to each other, then we know that that will be the maximum number of factors that we can look at. Okay, so for this question we only have these 3 pairs of factors. Now, since we know that the height must be twice of its breadth, if you look at 3 times 6, 6 is actually 2 times of 3. So which means that 6 is actually twice of 3. So this means I will let my 6 be height, then my breadth is 3. So this will tell me this is 3 cm. And for the height here will be 6 cm. Now, after doing this, then we also can actually look at the other rectangular faces. Rectangular face. This is actually will be taking the length times the height. So let's do some calculation. So if I take length times height, that should give me 48. So the objective is to find what is the length, because to find the volume of cuboid, so this is actually length times breadth times height, right? So let's find what is the length. So length will be equal to length times 6 will give me 48. This means that my length will be 48 divided by 6. I'm going to get 8 cm. So this length here will be 8 cm. Okay, then we can proceed to find the volume of the cuboid. So volume will be equal to length times breadth times height. Now since I know that my length will be 8 cm, and we know that the breadth will be 3 cm and the height will be 6 cm, so we can do the calculation for this. Now we are not allowed to use calculator because this is a paper 1 question. So what we do is we can do from left to right. So 8 times 3 will give me 24. 24 times 6. Now then we do our working. So 24 times 6, that will give me 6 times 4 give me 24. So 2 on top, so 2 times 6 will give me 12, 12 plus 2 give me 14. Okay, so this will give me 144 cm square. Sorry, cm cube, because this is a volume, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is how I identify that it's actually a volume concept by looking at what the question is asking for. Next, then we implement the step. So in this case, since we are given the area of the 2 rectangular faces, so what I will do is I'm using the factors of 18 to achieve to look for the length, the breadth and the height. Okay, since the height must be twice of the breadth, so that's why I know that the height has to be 6, the breadth will be 3. Okay, then when I look at the other rectangular face, 48 cm square, this is based on the calculation of length times height. So from here I can substitute my height as 6 cm, then my area is 48, then I know that my length has to be 48 divided by 6, that will give me 8 cm. Once I get the dimension for my length, breadth and height, then I can start to calculate and get the volume of the cuboid. Okay, now I also need to ensure that when I do my inspection, which is my checking, I'm using all the correct numbers, don't make any transfer error. Now this is a paper 1 question, so without the use of calculator, I have to ensure that all my calculation, I didn't make any calculation error. Okay, so that's all for this question. So don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel Conceptual Thinkers. So you can also follow us on our Facebook Conceptual Thinkers Mathematics and English Hub, and we also have our TikTok account Conceptual Thinkers SG. Now feel free to ask or share any question that you have, and we will get back to you. Okay, so this is the end of the video, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye.